Hello. The following presentation will introduce you to the Net Promoter System, the primary tool Rhodes Scholar employs to assess program quality, participant satisfaction, and organizational growth. To start, let's watch a brief video developed by one of the founders of the Net Promoter System.
We talk about Net Promoter a lot here at Satmetrics. After all, we are one of the creators of Net Promoter, and we wrote the book. Net Promoter is the gold standard for businesses that want to transform customer experience into profitable growth. Some think it's a metric, but it's really an entire way of doing business. And it's quite simple. So simple, in fact, that our friend David Mitzenmacher drew it on a napkin. Step 1. Survey your customers to find out who is happy and who isn't. Ask them the ultimate question. How likely is it that you would recommend our company to a colleague or friend? They'll answer on a scale of 0 to 10. 9s and 10s are your promoters. They love your company and they'll tell their friends. 7s and 8s are your passives. They're meh, neither here nor there, susceptible to switching to competitors. 0 to 6, they're your detractors, most likely not going to repurchase your product or service, and worse, tell others not to. They're a biz crusher. In addition to the ultimate question, you'll ask your customers questions about why they are happy or not, so you can discover the root cause of what exactly is making them feel this way. By discovering what drives promoters' loyalty and why detractors are unhappy, you'll be able to drive action to optimize the customer experience. Frontline employees, like support agents and sales reps, close the loop by communicating directly with customers. First off, they'll resolve detractors' issues and recover them with a goal of ultimately turning them into promoters. They'll thank promoters, encouraging them to tell others about their positive experience, an approach we call mobilizing promoters. In Net Promoter Systems, managers receive feedback as well. They look at the data to identify opportunities and initiatives that will improve the experience across their business function. It doesn't stop with managers. Senior execs are accountable as well by making strategic investments based on loyalty feedback and communicating them to customers and employees. And through all of these actions, the company learns about what's working and what isn't working, all the while becoming more personal and engaged. And they improve. For Net Promoter success, loyalty must be a top priority for everyone in your company. You achieve that by letting your employees know exactly what they can do to improve the customer experience and how they can do it. Celebrating your loyalty champions and recognizing your top internal Net Promoter champions. Reporting your NPS results regularly and linking them to your financial data. You and your employees will find it's a leading indicator. As your NPS increases, watch your company grow. Simple, right? Yep, we agree. Ready to get started?
So NPS is more than a score. It's a system focused on transforming participant satisfaction into growth. And we are not the first company to adopt NPS. It's a tool that is actively being used by very successful businesses and organizations around the world today. So there are 3 requirements for an NPS system. First, you have to segment participant responses into promoters, passives, and detractors. Second, you have to develop a close-the-loop process. And third, you have to make the creation of promoters a top priority. So Rhodes Scholar utilizes 3 main surveys to measure NPS: the post-program evaluation, the quarterly relationship survey, and the participant services evaluation. Let's discuss the post-program evaluation first. Here it is. It's sent to every participant immediately following the program. The first question is the Net Promoter question. It reads, on a scale of 0 to 10, how likely are you to recommend this Rhodes Scholar program to others with similar interests? Below is the follow-up question, which asks participants to identify the primary reason for their score. Now, according to the Net Promoter System, if you would definitely recommend the program to your friends or colleagues, you would select either a 9 or a 10. And if you enjoy the experience but are still on the fence, you would select a 7 or an 8. but if you would not recommend the program, you would select a 6 or below. But let's take a look at a specific program example. Here we have Signature City, Vancouver, which ran in April of 2014. So there were 35 people enrolled. From those 35, 19 responded to the evaluation. Out of those 19 responses, 9 identified as promoters, 8 identified as passives, and 2 identified as detractors. So the NPS is at 36. How do we calculate that score? Well, you take the number of promoters minus the number of detractors and divide that sum by the total number of survey responses, yielding an NPS of 36%. Now, at the time of this recording, our average Net Promoter Score for all domestic programs was a 74, so 36 isn't good. In fact, here you can see the average Net Promoter Scores by product line for all programs operated in 2015. But let's return to Signature City, Vancouver so you can see how we can utilize the Net Promoter System to improve program quality. So the NPS is low, but there aren't a lot of detractors. However, there are a lot of passives. So let's see what the passives identified as the primary reason for their score. So clearly, free time was an issue on this program. From the comments, it seems like there was too much free time, but to really understand what went wrong, we needed to dig deeper, examine all of the comments, and talk to the provider. So, after speaking with the provider and the group leader, it became clear that the issue wasn't the amount of free time, but rather the quality of free time. You see, for the April date, free time blocks were only scheduled after dinner. This proved to be a poor place to schedule free time because in the evenings, as with many programs, participants are less inclined to venture out of the hotel and explore on their own. So prior to the next departure in June, a few lectures were moved to the evenings and the itinerary was changed to include select free time blocks during the afternoon, immediately following museum visits. And as a result, in the evaluations for June, there was no mention of free time, nor a need for additional programming, and not surprisingly, fewer passives and a much higher NPS. So hopefully through this example, you can see how the Net Promoter Score can be used to improve program quality. Circling back with providers to improve program quality is an integral part of the close-the-loop process. And another key part of this process is the recovery of detractors. Following each program, our participant satisfaction team reaches out to every detractor to close the loop. Because while a participant may be a detractor for a singular program, they may still likely be a promoter for Rhodes Scholar as an organization. Here is an example of a detractor call.
Hello.
Marianne, hi, it's Meg at Rhodes Scholar.
Yes, how are you?
Good, how are you this morning?
Good. Sun is not shining, but it's a lot warmer than where you are.
Oh gosh, I know it, I know it. I'd take gray and warm over sunny and freezing.
Yes, I think so.
So, I think that our conversation the other day was really inspiring for me. I mean, we were already working on this program, but I just really appreciated the time that you took to look into this with me. And the result of that, I just sent out an email to everybody letting them know how much we appreciate the feedback, and also we've issued a $100 voucher to each of you.
Oh, good.
To use on
I
a future
don't want
program.
to lose business on this.
What's that?
I mean, that's the bottom. I don't want Rhodes Scholar to lose business on this, because once you hook somebody, once you hook somebody, they're going to want to take trip after trip after trip.
Right.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed, Meg. Boy, you got things done.
Thank you very much.
Those friends of ours from Utah, I'm telling you, I think that really will go a long way, maybe.
I hope
to make them want to do something again. Because those people that paid for flights, that's just not good.
That hit home when you said that, you know, so I realized that. So hopefully this does make a difference to some folks. I'm encouraged to see that we do have a few people who are rather new also enrolled in something upcoming.
Good.
So
Good.
Hopefully that'll make a difference. My name's in the email in case any of them want to talk to me. They know how to get to me, and I really thank you for working with me on this.
Well, and I thank you for making something happen.
Welcome.
It's just encouraging, you know, to see that people will actually do their jobs anymore. I mean, it sounds terrible, but
I get
really more and more. Super. Boy, wow, you get things done.
Oh, that's so
fabulous.
nice. I need that in the
Well,
morning.
and you know the best part? It's not just the voucher. It's the fact that you got back to me so quickly. That means so much to people. I was in sales for years, and I'll tell you that not that you're in sales, but customers love you people love you when you do that. Everyone wants to feel they're being heard.
Right. Oh, absolutely. No, I agree with that, and I appreciate that sentiment so much, Marianne.
All right, listen, have a great day. Stay warm. Be careful on the highway. Okay?
You too. Thank you so much. Take care.
All right, you too, Meg. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So this call clearly demonstrates that while you may be a detractor for a singular program, you may likely be a promoter for Road Scholar as an organization. And why are promoters so valuable? Well, they are more likely to enroll in multiple programs, they experience greater personal impact, and are 2.5 times more likely than a passive to refer a friend. So we've talked about our post-program evaluation. Now let's talk about the other two surveys Road Scholar utilizes to measure NPS. Here we have the Quarterly Relationship Survey. This survey is much longer than the post-program evaluation and includes several demographic themes sections. But as you can see, the first question asks people if they would recommend Road Scholar as an organization to others. And at the time of this recording, our relationship NPS was an 82. So it turns out a lot of people are promoters for Road Scholar as an organization. Finally, the last survey Road Scholar employs to measure NPS is our Participant Services Evaluation, which is sent out to select participants immediately after an order or quote is created. The survey asks people to evaluate their recent experience with our call center staff. And at the time of this recording, our Participant Services NPS was an 89. Ultimately, we want to weave the Net Promoter System into the fabric of our workplace culture. To do this successfully, everyone needs to know what our current NPS is compared with our NPS goals. So to help keep you informed, each month the latest NPS scores will be updated for each survey on En-ROAD. You will be able to see program NPS by product line as well as both the relationship and participant services Net Promoter scores. Here, we will also share promoter comments so everyone can see what makes a program successful and tout those practices which foster participant loyalty. Lastly, the experience of going on a program or speaking with advisors at the call center are each just stages of the whole Road Scholar participant journey. And when a participant considers recommending Road Scholar, he or she thinks of all of his or her interactions with us from the first catalog read to the last question answered in the post-program evaluation. For me, it's helpful to break down the participant journey into 4 stages. First is the initial contact stage. This is the "how did you find out about us" stage. Second is the enrollment stage. This is every interaction a participant has with Road Scholar between registration and the first day of the program. Third is the program experience. This is everything that happens during the duration of the program. And fourth is the post-program stage. Basically, every point of contact the participant has with us following the conclusion of the program. So whether you work in Lowell as an advisor on the phone helping a participant enroll in her very first program, or in Brattleboro ensuring a participant gets on the best flight home, or in the mailroom in Boston working hard to ensure group leaders have everything they need to lead a program successfully, we all have an impact on the participant journey. What part of the participant journey can you impact?